Shalom, shalom, Yahshua Allah. I want to start off first things first, and all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakadash, which in the Pedri Hebrew tongue, created name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you sister brothers living in this truth, and shalom to you brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Shalom. It's going to be a quick little lesson, man. Quick little recap of what we did on the highway and hedges. I usually do that typically on Mondays because the audio will be kind of bad on the highway and hedges, you know, doing it through StreamYard. So I'm going to do a quick recap. And basically, we talked a whole lot about, you know, we one step closer to MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. And how do we know that? Because Donald Trump did sign the Genius Act on July 18th, which covers, it makes crypto part of the federal government. It's in the network. Like, this ain't conspiracy theory no more. Now it's in there. It's true. It's locked in. And I'm gonna play a clip of a woman in Congress talking about it, because she's starting to like, oh man, she's starting to see like they really, really messed up. But it's too late now, man. The will of the Heavenly Father will be made manifest, and this is a part of it, and ain't nobody gonna stop it. So I'll put this. If you want to read the law, I'll put it in the comment section. I'll put the link in the comment section if I remember. That way you can read, you know, what the Genius Act is all about, because ain't nothing genius about it, but that's what they're calling it. And, man, I even think a brother did a lesson. It's going to be a point you can buy houses with crypto. So this is a real thing. So that means the dollar is about out of here. Dollar's about done. The days of the dollar is very, very numbered. Crypto is going to be the new thing. The crypto is taking off. The XRP is taking off. And that's just one step close to the MOTB. So no further ado, let's go get the clip of, you know, Congress talking about it and what they got to say about it.
What CBDC and digital IDs and vaccine passports will do is they will snap into place a fourth fence. And when that fence snaps into place, we are locked down financially and digitally. I call it digital concentration camps. This technology can turn our homes, our cars, and our communities literally into digital concentration camps. When I say that, people don't believe that the vision is this dark.
President Donald Trump announced he reached a deal with Republican lawmakers to move a cryptocurrency bill forward in the House. A dozen Republicans derailed a procedural vote advancing the Gilding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act. The legislation seeks to establish a regulatory framework for dollar-backed digital tokens known as stablecoins. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, among other House Freedom Caucus members, had concerns the bill lacked a provision that would block the creation of a central bank digital currency.
The president feels it's important, and that's why it was in his executive order. And the Senate left that out. And then they sent this over to the House, and Speaker Johnson didn't allow us to do amendments.
I'm very confused about the Genius Act. I thought there was a deal made by the president to make sure that included was going to be the central bank digital currency. There'd be no possibility of a backdoor to get that. So where are we?
Steve, let me explain something. In 1971, we went off of the gold standard. The Federal Reserve did that. And we went to cash, a cash society. And the value of the dollar has drastically gone down to the buying power is less than 10 cents now from where it was in the 1950s before we went off the gold reserve. What's happening today on July 17th in 2025, when no one is paying attention, no one's talking about it, everyone is in blind rage about the Epstein files, and I don't blame them. However, right now, what is being voted on today in Congress is the entire setup, groundwork, and entire infrastructure being laid to move from cash to digital currency. And the number one thing that is not happening today is a ban on a central bank digital currency. This means the ability for the government take control of your digital bank account where all your money is and turn it off. And this is why I'm so upset and it's not being talked about. Steve, I was the only no vote on the rule last night. And Congress set a record last night, and no one's talking about that either. This was the longest vote held open for a rule in history. And it finally shut down sometime around midnight because there was a deal made, and the deal will not be honored. It was a deal that Speaker Johnson made, and he said that he would put a ban on central bank digital currency in the NDAA. But let me tell you something. That's going to get stripped out in the Senate because what they told us all week long is the Senate does not have the votes to pass a ban on a central bank digital currency. So I want to lay this out straight for you all. You never thought in your lifetime that the government would shut you down, would close your churches, would close your schools, would close your business. And that happened only a few years ago. But what is happening today is the groundwork is being laid, and it's all in the name of cryptocurrency and stable coins. But it is the entire regulatory process to switch us from cash to a cashless society to digital currency that can be controlled by the federal government. And there will be no ban on a central bank digital currency. There will be no way to protect your ability to fully control your digital currency in the future. And I'm voting no to this today. I don't know if there'll be any other no votes on the Republican side, but I'm voting no to this because I'm a Christian and I've read the Bible and I believe what Revelations 13:16 through 17 says, and I just cannot vote for a future system that will do that.
But that's okay.
But yet, this devil did vote for that. See how the devil always did that double-minded talk? She voted for the big, beautiful bill. Even if she didn't vote for this, you voted for the big, beautiful bill, which set the groundwork for this Genius Act to be signed. So she's full of it. She was all on Trump's nutsacks. And now that he's going downhill trying to separate us, I read the Bible. How come you don't understand nothing about the Bible, you damn devil?
Oh, but I thought at one time you had a dozen or maybe 25. You had the House Freedom Caucus plus others that are saying, hey, we don't support any possibility of having a central bank digital currency. A lot of them are concerned about things in the Genius Act overall, but they're prepared to, say, we'll let that go forward. But they're adamant about the central bank digital currency. Where are all the other dozen, 20, 24 people that were with you?
They remain concerned. Don't get me wrong. My colleagues remain. I'm not in the Freedom Caucus, so I'm going to lay that out right there. My colleagues remain concerned about a central bank digital currency. As a matter of fact, that was expressed as a concern by Republicans in every meeting that I was in. But yet there was no massive effort on a large scale to stop a central bank digital currency. It's just this. They were saying, we've got to deliver. The president wants this passed. We didn't even know about the Genius Act until Monday, but they're saying we have to have this passed. He wants a signing ceremony on Friday. He wants this done. And they're willing to push it forward without guaranteeing and passing on the front end. My demand is let's do this on the front end. Let's stop the central bank digital currency first, and then let's pass this stuff. But no one is willing to do that. They were willing to make deals that I don't believe will hold because we were told all week, Steve, by everyone that a ban on CBDC, central bank digital currency, will not pass in the Senate. There are not 60 votes for that. So by Johnson putting it in the NDAA and saying this is our effort to get it to pass, it doesn't mean that it's going to pass in the Senate. They're going to gut it out. We watched them do that with the BBB. They're going to do it with Clarity, the other Bitcoin, the market regulatory bill that will pass today. They do this all the time, and the House constantly gets jammed. And here's one thing that really makes me angry, Steve. This was a closed rule. Johnson did not allow us to make amendments to the Genius Act, to make an amendment to put a ban on CBDC in the Genius Act. We were told you don't have a right to amendments. You don't get to do your legislative process anymore. You just have to vote on it. And they forced it through, making what I think is a fake deal. And I wish the Freedom Caucus had held, but they didn't. They want to work and they want to pass the president's agenda, and I do too. But I'm not willing to go along with the path pathway to a central bank digital currency and a cashless society where none of us can control our money. Because I don't trust the government, and no one else should trust the government. And just because this administration is committed to that doesn't mean that a future administration will not lock down our bank accounts if we are not doing and saying what they want us to do. We've already been there. That was the past 4 years. I don't want to ever go back to that, and I don't want that future for my children, Steve. And so I am upset today. I'm adamantly no to this, and I wish I had more Republicans standing with me.
And that devil straight full of it, man. She was all on board on that. That got help, you are part of the government. You part of this. She just trying to save face, because once these little dumb red-bellied Edomites figure out what's really happening, because I did a heat check today, Yasharala. I was going around the Edomites like, hey, man, you see the Genius Act signed by Donald Trump? None of these dummies knew. None of the Edomites at my job knew about what was this sign. I'm like, what are y'all paying attention to? They all, the Epstein, I'm just too stressed out. I'm like, oh, Lord. So about time these little mouth-breathing Edomites figure out what's going on, expect a revolution when enough of them, find out. Because, it takes a lot of them. Edomites are very scary and docile people. So it's going to be a big group of them before they do anything. I say wait till they start being broke and they start losing benefits. Then you'll see a bunch of uproars in Babylon the Great when they start messing with their money. When their money get low. When that food stamp go, that Medicaid go, and that Section 8 go, oh, yeah. Then sanity is about to go. So look for that. So things is really, really heating up. And it ain't hit them yet, because Edomites are very dumb. These little working class Edomites we work with, they're very dumb. I'm saying that because, boy, I was just talking to them at the job, and I'm like, golly. It's like their minds are stuck in quagmire, which the Lord said he'd take their wisdom away. And I'm saying that's so true. So we had to tell in this thing. And then once Esau started bugging out, acting a fool, the 2/3 would be right behind them, bugging out, acting. They're already doing that now. I see a whole lot of Jake's acting a fool. And I'm going to pull out this right here, our first precept, because we're at the end of this thing. We're at the end of Esau, Edom's kingdom. The MOTB is about to be rolled out, and it is about to go down. So this is 2nd Esdras 9:5, for it says, for like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. It says, verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. And that's the prophecy. So with that new, they call them stable coins. See that? They switch up the terminology. They know people's hip to CBDC. So all they did was just change the name. Oh, we're going to call them stable coins. This is for your stability, because their dollar is gone. So that's really the end, because that's the end of their current economic system. Now we've got to go into a crypto economic system. And that's just one step closer. Once they get everybody on the cryptos, the next step is to get everybody with their RFID microchips in their body. That's why Elon Musk is a part of the Trump administration. They act like he gone, but really he's still there. Doge is still there. They'll pull him up at the appointed time to issue it out. And for the regular worker class, they'll probably just get the little hand one. The NFC chip that goes in your hand, they'll probably just do it like this. So they're going to start making chipping stations. And I can see them doing a false flag event, bringing out the fear. Like, if you ain't got this microchip, then you're going to be in a bad way. You ain't better buy nothing. The dollar, they're going, I'm just waiting on them to announce that we're not using fiat dollars no more. We're going to go on full-blown crypto, because that's going to come with a heavy, a lot of people are going to be rebelling. Because a lot of Edomites, they like having cash, because cash leads to a little bit of privacy. You can spend $20 with somebody in cash, and the government doesn't know about that. And that's the problem. They want to be able to track your every penny you spend. They want to know what time you spent it, where you spent it, and who you spent it with. And with the money going digital, they can do that, because everything will be on cyberspace. And that's where we're going. And that's that. Hey, and say they did it, a distraction, Epstein, this and that. And then right under the back of it signed the Genius Act. Crypto is now in the government. And that's just part of the framework for the MOTB. So it's going to be real hard to scoff and not say that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast, because it's all coming into play. You know, it's talking. Which we'll go get with the number one precept I like. We started at camp. Pull that again. And it's at the point where you can see it now. And check it out. This Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come. It will not tarry. And tarry means to wait. You know? Even though it's stalling. That's why a lot of people fall about the truth. I heard people like, where the microchip at? Ain't no microchip. It ain't happening. You know, so they'll fall out. But the scripture said, though it tarry, wait for it. And now we're at the point where you can see it. It's a reason they're going crypto. It's a reason Elon Musk has Neuralink. That's for you to see that. That's the vision. It's for a point in time. Then you got World War III kicking up, but we know that ain't going to get real juicy until what? The MOTB get issued out. That has to go out to everybody to try them, to see if you belong to Yahweh Shai or to see if you belong to Esau Edom. When I say Esau Edom, I'm talking about the so-called white man. It says when it comes, it should not lie, man. It's not. The Lord called it out. We rightly divided the scriptures, man, with the Holy Spirit, the Ruach Kadash. And, you know, Apostle Elders put out there, it's the RFID microchip. And you look up, and it's happening. Just like that. It is happening. Can't say it's not. Like, it's all there. I'm looking at how these other cancers said it wasn't that, how they going to spin this. They might just tuck their fringes and run and hide. Because it's about to get real. That persecution is coming. Jacob's trouble is coming. Really already done started. When you think about Issachar, which is your so-called Mexicans, and Ephraim, your so-called Puerto Ricans, they already get jumped on by ICE. So right now, we need the Lord to bring that heat. So we ain't worried about no ICE. We need that spiritual power to manifest itself. So we can get up out of here. This place is cooked. It's done. I mean, all the way done. You just look at everything that's coming out from Hollywood, the music, the straight trash. And because of that, Gen Z is bored. The stuff ain't as good as it was in the 90s. So they're just bored out their minds because ain't nothing really stimulating, man. It's like a bunch of zombie work out here. So I think with that right there, now I just want to do a quick one, a little recap to show you that the money, the dollar's done. They're coming in with crypto. And the reason crypto's coming in because they're going to come in with that MOTB, that microchip. That's coming next. That's the next stop. So right now we need to be building our strength up to resist that. Like, I ain't taking that. Nope, I ain't doing it. Because just like they did the 1-9 situation, same way they're going to do the RFID microchip. Same way. They're going to have all kinds of people hitting people with the jabby. Trying to get that money. So with that being said, you know, hope this is edifying. I want to say Kwam Yashar Allah and stay locked in because Yahweh Shai is quickly on the way. Shalom.